You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV Southland After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV Southland After Show.
Hello, hello! Bing is for doing, and we're doing another episode of Southland, Season 5, Episode 4, entitled Under the Big Top. I am your host, Anik Dufour, along with...
Nick Perdue.
Hey! So we had an extremely packed show today.
Yeah, there was lots of
stories.
Yeah.
Different stories, not all at one story. Let's talk about Sammy and Ben. Now, Sammy had a little issue with his water, the little water issue that he has to take care of because of his son.
Yes.
As we see in the beginning, we saw that the social worker was there checking out Sammy and how he relates to his son in his house. And she went, I guess, to wash her hands, and it was warm water. And he got it.
It should be. Like, it should be warm.
Right.
You know.
It was hot. It was too hot, apparently. And he got a blow for that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And then what do you think?
Well, I mean, I think, like, they're doing a little too much just because, you know, like, they're going to make him, like, redo the plumbing because the pipes are too close together. You know, like, there's a whole bunch of dumb stuff, you know. And so it's like, come on. You know, like, either, okay, like, the water's going to be hot and it kills the germs, or the water's going to be lukewarm, and then you're going to cook with that, and then now your kid's going to have, you know, like, food poisoning. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
That's true.
Right? I'm just saying, you know, so it's like, you know, one way or the other, like, you're not, you know.
Right.
So.
And I think that they're doing a lot of just kind of like being just kind of like pain in the ass to him. Just kind of see, like, whether or not they can break him.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I feel like.
No, like, that's definitely what it looks like. And I mean, unfortunately, you know, it's gonna be like, because as the father, you know, I feel like the system is a little tougher on the males than they are on the mother of the child.
That's true.
You know, and so, like, they're gonna try to make sure that, you know, that the child goes with the mother, you know. And so if they gotta, you know, say, oh, the water's, you know, too hot, or, you know, you gotta make sure that you put all the plugs, outlets closed, or, you know, it needs to be child-proofed all the way.
Right.
You know, even like some stuff that you can't even reach, but no, still needs to have a child-proof latch on it because he can, you know, Spider-Man his way up to the top shelf. So, you know.
And at the beginning, to come back to Sammy and the whole Ben storyline tonight, but at the beginning we did see Ben and his new girlfriend, Brooke.
Yeah.
She gave him a C.
Well, okay, well.
What is that? I mean, come on.
I don't. I mean, are they dating? You know, like is it officially boyfriend and girl? Because this is only 2 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, how long in between the episode is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be like a week? Like we're seeing it, or is it like a month? Or
I don't think it's a month, but I don't. That would be a great. That's a great question. For the writers of Southland. So if you guys can tweet us and let us know how long is a period between each episode, so we know.
Right, because we don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Here we just see them, like, all of a sudden they're like...
They could be engaged for all we know.
Exactly.
You know?
After, like,
a year
3
could
days.
go by. They could be engaged and we have no idea.
Exactly.
You know. But yeah, I mean, well, yeah, she gave him a C, which I think is unfortunate. Right. You know, because I feel that since he has this experience, you know, being a young man living in LA, you know, that he has had some practice, you know, and he knows what works and what doesn't work. But maybe
coming from Mr. Nick Perdue,
from a young man living in LA. So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, but I think she just doesn't want to admit that he did well because she didn't want to give him a big head.
Right. Now, do you think it's going to last? Because all of his other ones haven't lasted. So she's just on for like a few episodes.
She has a 4-episode arc and that's it.
Does she?
That's it. I don't know for a fact. I'm just saying. Just saying.
I thought you IMDb'd her.
No. She was a 4-episode arc, and then that's, like, she may come back, like, in a body bag or something. Like, oh, my God, he has to figure out, like, what happened to his teacher girlfriend. That was personal.
Right.
I don't know. I'm throwing storylines, but.
Now, we do see them at the beginning. We do see Ben and Sammy running after this guy.
In a suit.
Onto the train. And then we come to find out that he was throwing money out for like nowhere out of a truck.
Yeah.
And they were following him. I mean, like, who wouldn't want money?
I mean, like, especially right now.
Exactly.
And you probably got like a whole lot of money on his tax refund or whatever. And he's like, forget it, But no, he robbed a bank. That's the reason why they're after him. And so, I mean, I guess he robbed it for a good cause, because I don't know. We don't know if he kept any of the money, or if any of his guys kept any of the money, or if they're just riding around just dispersing money.
Right.
So, but I mean, I wish someone would ride around dispersing money and just let us know. So
I think that he got pissed at the bank, and then he went to rob, and now he's just like, well, take that, and then he's throwing money out. I mean, hey, I would take some money.
I would too. I would, I'll probably keep more than I would give away.
Right.
But I would definitely throw, or I would have a whole bunch of ones.
Right.
I think we're still on hundreds. I would have like a whole bunch of ones, and I would throw out ones to everybody.
Yeah.
And I would keep the hundreds. Is that so much to ask? Is that selfish? Is that,
it is what it is. So we do see Ben running, and he gets him. He gets into the subway, the train.
Yeah, so they get separated.
Right. They get separated. You see Sammy trying to run. I don't know why he's trying to run after the train, if he thinks he's going to catch it, or.
I thought he was Wesley Snipes from Money Train.
I don't know.
So he was trying to chase the train and jump on. You've seen in the movies where they chase it and they jump on at the end and they get in. That didn't happen.
No, it didn't. And Ben did finally catch the guy on the train after he was, of course, throwing money on the train as well.
Yeah, and they got into it.
They got into it.
Yeah, they had a nice little tussle.
Yeah, and so he finally got him.
Yes.
And how awkward was it when Ben was walking back to sit down and everybody was staring at him?
Well, I mean, like, it's awkward, but then it's not awkward. Because, like, if the guy wasn't doing anything, and if Ben was like using excessive force for no reason, then it probably would have been a little more awkward. But it was a legitimate fight.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you got to do what you got to do. Like, yeah, it's gonna be awkward because people don't like the place anyway. So and then having to sit there, and wait till the next stop. It is a little awkward, And even like you saw the lady who picked up a couple $100 bills in front of him and then walked away. Yeah. I mean, I would have done the same thing, but I don't know.
It was awkward.
It was. It was awkward, but then it was like, it's understandable. Let me put it that way.
Right, it's understandable. And then we do see at the end, staying in the Ben and Sammy storyline, that Sammy did take some money.
Yes, and I'm glad he did.
Yeah, so he could pay for his plumbing issues.
For these extra, for this unnecessary, work that needs to be done.
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully, he'll get that squared away. But
he took it because it was from the bank that he banks with. And so really, he was saying, because, okay, first of all, these banks, I'm not going to name any banks, but I've been dealing with banks for the past couple of days, and they have unnecessary fees.
Yes, they do.
Right?
Yes.
And so, that's one thing that Sammy was talking about. He was like, yeah, like, even when, like, my account's low, I'm in the red, they're still going to take these fees. And so now I'm negative.
Right.
Right? So, he's like, if they are robbing this bank and they're just throwing out money, the bank owes me money, essentially, because I shouldn't have to pay $30 for a checking account. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So this is just me collecting back what was owed to me.
Right.
So it's just, it's like a checks and balances.
Yeah.
So it's not,
It works out both ways.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not for the bank.
I'm not mad at him for stealing the money. Let me put it that way. Like, I don't see him as a dirty cop for stealing the money.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
And it's going to a good cause. It's not like he's like just stealing just to, for some crazy stuff.
Right.
So. And it's the bank. If it was a person, okay, but this is a bank.
Right. Now, how do you like the relationship between him and the little boy, Charles?
That's interesting. Like, I've definitely kind of want to see more into that, because I feel like that there is a story growing there. You know, because he told us what happened and how, you know, like they met because, you know, like his father got killed, right? And then the guy who was with his father like got killed as well. Mm-hmm. So he was just sitting there like with, you know, these two dead guys.
Right, and he's an orphan.
Yeah, so you know, so he needs that. I'm gonna say father figure, but he needs that kind of like structure, or he needs some type of familiarity in his life to kind of, you know.
Right.
So I think it's nice, you know, and because you see that, you know, I've lost his name, Sammy.
Right.
Likes kids, you know, and so, you know, it shows a different side of Sammy too.
Yeah, and I like the way he kind of pawns Charles at the end to
is it Charles?
Charles. He kind of pawned Charles to Ben and Brooke because he knows that Brooke is, you know, a teacher, and so instead of him taking Charles to dinner, now Ben and Brooke are stuck taking Charles. That was a little like,
yeah. I was like, go like, tell him that, you know, you need to file a report and have him take it to dinner. You know.
It was cute though.
It was.
I like this little cute moment where Brooke was like, "Oh, you know," she felt bad, you know, because he lost his wallet.
Didn't want to take him. You saw on his face, he was kind of like, "Why are you standing here?" Like, because I almost feel like Ben was like, "This is a cock block right now. Like you are like messing up, you know, what we have going right now, you know." And then so like she was looking at him like, "Yeah, well, you know, you should."
Yeah,
you know.
He's a kid. I'm a
teacher, like so now like he has to spend this extra money on this kid who he doesn't even know.
Yeah.
You know?
He's just trying to be nice.
I guess. I guess.
Moving on to our next topic, but before we do that, we want to talk about iTunes. Yes, please subscribe and comment. We love any comment that you have. You can subscribe anytime. For all of our shows, we don't only do Southland, but we do many, many, many other shows. Everyone's interested in it. And just comment. We love all comments. Constructive criticism is always lovely.
Or just be nice.
And just be nice. Just be nice is always good. But we love hearing all your comments and all your posts and all your subscriptions.
Yeah.
So do that. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'm going to go resubscribe. I feel like I need to go make a new account.
So do I.
Yeah.
So we can, you know, Southland. Yay. Yes.
Thumbs up our own podcast. So Lydia.
Yes. How about Lydia and Robinson?
Her baby daddy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, that's not what I expected. Let me put it that way.
Right. That she had an affair with a married man.
Yeah.
And now they're getting divorced. Do you think he's getting divorced because of her, or because, you know, they're just not? It's just not happening.
Well. I think that his wife is crazy. Let me put it that way. Because we saw her come up to Lydia's job and start yelling and this and that. So we already know she's a little crazy.
Right.
Okay. So it's kind of like, okay, he probably saw the worst of that, you know, on multiple occasions. And he's like, yeah, man, this is not what I expected.
Yeah.
You know, so he's like, I got to get out of this thing. And he has a kid.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know, was this his only kid, or does he have, do they have kids from... You know,
I believe that might be his only
kid. Okay, yeah. So I mean, so if it's his only kid, then, you know, he wants to be in his kid's life and this and that and yada yada yada. So, you know, I mean, and Lydia needs the help.
Yeah, she does.
So,
I do like that he gave her like stuff though at the end of the episode.
Yeah. So, you know, he's putting like, you know,
he's putting an effort.
Yeah.
We'll see how far that goes.
Yeah. I don't know, because I still want to see a little Lydia Robinson get together.
Yeah?
I mean, it's probably not going to happen now.
Right.
But I still kind of want to see just like one random night, like, oh my God, what do we do? I kind of want to see that. Like, that's just kind of, you know, maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I just kind of want to, yeah.
And they got into they've been having, like, there's been awkward storylines tonight.
It was.
Last night. And they had a little storyline about Ted.
Yeah.
Who they thought, you know, was dead. Who
and, like, skinned and like boned. It was
right. And then, you know, come to find out, they just kind of, I want to say, framed sort of Belinda, who was a girl that did somewhat business with him.
she was a hoe. Let's just throw it out.
Yeah, she was.
She was, let's not beat around the bush. She was a hoe.
Right. And she asked for, I think she came to him for like body parts for movies because that's what he did. Yeah. And the girlfriend found out about it. And she kind of liked her at first, but then she didn't like her. And then like Belinda went crazy on Facebook. See, that's what happens on Facebook.
Oh, and with the girl's named Belinda.
Exactly. So. And so it was like this big like issue. Mm. With, did Belinda do it? But she didn't.
But they were sleeping together, though.
Right. And then Belinda found out that he had a girlfriend. And she dumped him. And at the same time, she didn't want to, she felt, quote unquote, bad for the girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would feel bad for the, well, I guess she'd feel bad for the girlfriend. I don't know, but
then she, well, yeah, I guess, because she didn't know about it. So it's not like if she knew about it and she went into.
But Belinda's fun and exciting. I feel like the girlfriend wasn't fun or exciting. I feel like Belinda was kind of like fun and exciting, and like she's the Hollywood girl on the go, and whoop, and then the girlfriend's kind of like
right. And then the girlfriends and Ted kind of like made this little thing where he disappears, and then the girlfriend calls the cops, kind of like framing her at the same time for like a murder that she didn't commit, and then they go and they steal. They like jack up her credit cards. Yeah, like what's going on with that?
Well, and that's because Ted had a lot of gambling debt,
right?
And then he had like $30,000 debt in credit card debt himself. So like he needed money to cover, his debt basically.
Right.
So and he should have probably robbed the bank.
Exactly.
And then he would have cleared all of his debt. I'm sure he probably would have gone to jail. But
I mean, he's going to jail. He's going to jail.
So at least,
Right. So like now, and then the girlfriend's like, well, I thought she was nice. Why would you do that and stuff like that? And it was just kind of like a whole blow up with him in the car. It was kind of funny. The whole Well, and then she wanted to go to his favorite restaurant.
Yeah. Well, see, like that was just kind of like that was like the knife,
right?
That was like the little extra,
right.
She was just being mean at that point. She was just kind of getting back at him. She's like, and we're going to such and such, and then he was like, so.
I was like, that's my favorite restaurant.
Yeah, because he was going to jail. She's like, well, you can't go there. So basically, I'm gonna go enjoy it. I'm gonna get the steak,
Right. Right.
That's something that I would probably do. Like I would be me. I would do that. I would be that mean guy, I want to steal a girl's credit card or anything, but I would just be kind of vengeful and like go to her favorite restaurant,
right,
with some other chick.
Yeah.
And I would order her favorite dish.
Yeah.
Instagram it.
But if she's in jail, she can't see it though.
She'll see it eventually.
Eventually.
When she gets out,
when she gets out of jail.
She'll see it.
But they were kind of like looking for this like murderer the whole time when the guy was not dead.
Yeah, that's what happens when you fake your own death. It's kind of like.
Yeah, because he said faking your own death is not illegal, but
which I thought it was. Actually, I thought faking your own death was illegal.
Is it?
But I guess it's if you fake your death to collect insurance money, then that's insurance fraud, and that's what makes it illegal.
Okay.
So, but if you don't do that, then I guess it's not illegal.
But it's illegal because he went and stole her money. So.
Well, yeah. If you do other things with it, then it's illegal. If you just fake your own death, and
what would be the point of that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So. I don't know. But what about okay, so moving on to Cooper, because that kind of wrapped up the whole Robinson and Lydia.
Yeah.
He still wants to help her. They still kind of have like this sexual tension, but that kind of like wrapped up that story.
Yeah, it really did. Especially with the baby daddy coming back into the picture. Right. So it's kind of like, okay, like I lost all hope for a Robinson and Lydia, rendezvous. So.
Well, you never know. And actually, Dorian Missick, who plays Robinson, is going to be here next week.
Yes.
We're very excited about that. Yay!
So tweet us questions that you have for him.
And we will ask
let us know. We'll ask him. Leave them in the comments. Leave them in the iTunes comments. Leave them in the YouTube comments. So we can,
At AfterBuzz TV, Twitter.
Or
Twitter
you can call in.
Call in.
The number for this studio B is
424-256-1633. 1633. There we go. All right.
So Cooper
and Lucero.
And his man. Let's talk about his man first.
Yes, he was cute. What is going on? Now, first of all, I'm a huge fan of like the AfterBuzz, or excuse me, not the AfterBuzz. Yes, the AfterBuzz TV after shows. I'm a huge fan of, but I'm a huge fan of like the buzz that goes on with like his nude scenes. Because there's always like, ooh, is it going to be like a nude scene for like Cooper this season, stuff like that.
Well, he definitely got it.
Yeah.
He definitely. I was a little disappointed because, you know, when they show a shower, I'm automatically thinking that it's going to be a woman. Automatically. That's just how I'm pre-programmed.
Right.
Right? And then I see this man coming out of the shower. I was disappointed.
You were disappointed?
I was disappointed.
Well, because you're a guy, though. Yeah. But, I mean, it's he has a nice, you know, behind. And I think that they should show more. So nudity.
You enjoyed Cooper, aka Michael.
Yes.
Cutlass.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I will let him know. I will tweet him and I will let him know.
You do that.
You enjoyed seeing his little round tushy.
And the guy was really cute though.
Okay.
His new boyfriend. But do you think that anything's gonna happen, or I think it was just like a one night?
Well, I don't think it's a one night. I think it's just like if you're free, if I'm free. You know, it's a booty call. It really is. You know, and that's because like you could tell kind of like what the relationship was like because you know he said like he wants some coffee or whatever, and he was like I got to get to work. You know,
right? So it's kind of just like
like you say that when you know like you don't want any feelings to get involved. You know, you don't want to get emotionally attached. You don't want to get wrapped up into you know whatever's going on. And so, you know, and it's kind of just jumping to the end before we get into the meat and potatoes, but jumping to the end where, you know, he, after he had a conversation with...
Lucero?
No, with one of the guys, the last guy that they picked up who had a gunshot wound because his wife died. Mm-hmm. And so he was saying that, you know, the house it's quiet now and this and that and yada yada. So he was like, oh my God, I'm alone, right? So like that realization of like being alone is like crazy. So Cooper had that realization when he went home, you know, and he's like, yeah, I'm alone.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like he wants somebody and he wants to, you know, be able to come home and have like someone there so he can spend, you know, some quality time more than just a booty call.
Right. Yeah. He did have that though. He did have that and he screwed it up, essentially.
Well, he's troubled.
Yeah.
You know.
So he can't really blame himself type of thing for... I mean, he can blame himself, but he can't, you know, really... He can't be sad about it because, well, he did have that, and he just let it go.
I think it's also him, like, realizing that, you know, he did mess up, and he was like, oh, my God, like, what did I do?
Very true.
You know, so we may see a return. Maybe. If you know,
you hope.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But you know, like there could be someone like they'll give him a love interest. I think. So I don't know. We'll see. We gotta get Michael on the show and have him dish some inside gossip.
You know I tweet you, okay, and you tweet me back. So I
actually just tweeted back too. Not
right now, I'm watching you, okay.
Yeah.
I'm following you.
Give us the inside scoop, Michael. You know, let us know. It's a long season, so let us know what's gonna be. Yeah. You know, come on in.
So they had different random cases today. Yeah.
They had a pimp.
Right? And
he was wanted for murder, which is kind of like a random, you know.
Right.
But, I guess, you know, it fits, but, you know, it was just kind of random.
Right.
You know.
It just ran because they saw them arguing, so they went to stop them, and, you know, they caught him with illegal firearms. Yeah. And that's what happens, and they brought him in.
Yeah.
And it's funny because...
And that's all that it was, though.
Because, no, but it's funny because Cooper is like, oh, you're in for murder. But they didn't think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, Cooper and Lucero didn't think that they were stopping him for the murder part.
Yeah.
So he just kind of said that to see what the guy would say, the pimp would say. And then he was like, oh, well, you know, is it this one? Is it this, like...
So the guy was a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his girl there is like, no, that can't. And then she's like agreeing with it. Yeah, exactly. And she's agreeing with him. It's like, Yeah,
she. Well, because that like the gun that they found out was her gun.
Right.
So and I thought that because they didn't take her in, did they?
No, they didn't take her in. They took him in.
Yeah, so it was just him. So I guess because he had the gun,
right?
That's why he was taken in.
And then she's like, "You stole it from me."
Yeah, even though she said that was my. But I mean,
right.
I don't, I guess that's how you do it by the book, I guess. But.
Yeah, and then they had a scene with a goat. A woman called, all in like hissy. Oh my gosh, something's going on. Somebody's like getting killed, and they go to the house. Because her son actually was... Terrible. Now, did you not get this? Because her son is the one that went to her and said, oh, I was looking through the window and I saw this guy with like a knife and like blood and stuff like that. Why is the kid looking through somebody else's window? Because if you see, the house is not near their house.
Yeah, so it's like up on a hill. It's
right.
Like,
so why is the kid going and looking through a window is what I want to
know. So you're saying that you never looked through a window when you were a kid?
In somebody else's house?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I kind of did.
See? See? So you and this little boy would have been one in the same. No, he was probably, they were probably out with his friends, running around, playing hide and go seek or whatever. And so he probably just ran up into his neighbor's yard because he was going to hide. And then, he heard something. So he looked in. Right. And now he sees this blood and this knife and this guy going to town. And so he's like, oh, my God, call the police.
Right.
So, yeah, they get there. And this guy is sawing a goat.
He's stabbed the goat.
Yeah.
Because you can hear the goat.
Dying.
Right.
Terrible.
And... yeah, you're laughing.
Well, it's a goat. Yeah.
And then so they walk in there. They're like, put the knife. Or they said like, put it down. Put the knife down. And like the guy turns around and is like, it's a goat. It's a goat. And then like you see the goat. I mean, come on. Yeah, if you're gonna kill a goat, why do you do it in your bathtub?
So you could rinse it off after. You don't do it in the living room.
No, I know, but I mean, would you want to take a shower there after that?
There's probably like a spare that was the goat killing bathroom. They're like, okay, all the goats that we killed, because you saw there was more goats out in the yard.
What do you think he's doing with those goats?
Goat meat is I don't know if it's good or not, but I hear goat meat is decent. Okay. And then you have goat milk.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't need to kill a goat for that.
There's a lot of goat products that you can get from a goat. If it happens to be a sheep, you can shear it and make wool. So there's a whole bunch of little things that you can do.
Right.
I don't know why you would kill a goat, but
And so they saw that, and then before that, if we go back, they got called from a vandalized property.
Yes.
It was a store.
Yes.
And then they was like, oh, what happened? There was like a big scene going on, like, oh, what's going on? And then the guy with the dog saying, oh, it's so sad. I pass by this store like every day and this happened. It looked like a really nice store. So then we kind of stopped because then they got the goat call.
Yeah.
So then they went to that. And then when they were driving back, they saw the man with the dog and his little slingshot and rocks, and he was going to vandalize another property, another storefront. And then they stopped him.
Slingshot and rocks.
Yeah.
Who uses a slingshot besides Bart Simpson? I'm really like no one else uses a slingshot anymore for and he was like 40 something years old, so it's not like he was a young person number 10 or something.
His thing is that he was bored with his life and that he needed a little bit of more action, and that's what he said to Cooper. I bet you guys have more action than you can handle, type of thing. And you guys, your life is full of action, and his action was to vandalize storefronts.
So I'm gonna walk around with a slingshot and I'm gonna take rocks and I'm gonna break the window. And I'm going to stand around and be like, oh, my God, what happened?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I felt bad for the dog. Is that weird? I mean, because the dog is there.
He didn't hit the dog, though.
But the guy is like, do you want? Let me text my wife. Out of all things.
Yeah, so he had a wife too. So you know, like he had like a family probably.
But like out of all things, I mean, you can call your wife. You have to text her. You know, to like this is like, you know, these days. Texting,
you know,
and
his wife could have been working because you know it seemed like it was the middle of the day. You know, she's at work,
right?
You know, slaving away, and he's running around like a little teenager, vandalizing random storefronts with a slingshot
and a dog.
Yeah.
So they took care of the dog, and the dog is fine. And
that's what you want to believe, because we have no idea what happened to the dog.
Please doesn't.
We don't. We have no idea what happened to the dog.
That's
Cooper
true,
was
because
like,
they just cut it.
I'll take it.
Okay,
and then
they cut
cuts
it
something totally different. What happened to the dog? You have no idea. Could have took him to animal control for all you know, but we have no idea.
Yeah. It's sad.
Or it could have gotten run over.
Yeah. No, don't say that.
I mean, I already said it, but.
I already said it. But
I don't want to be that guy and just kind of bring the whole mood down. But we don't know what happened.
Right. Most likely the dog went back to the wife.
The dog's in a better place now. Let's just say it like that.
Yes. And Cooper did take the slingshot.
He did, and he kept it.
Yeah, and he kept it, which goes to the end where you said before regarding him feeling alone, where he comes home and he's alone, and we all think that he's going to get, you know, completely wasted, and he takes the bottles of alcohol, goes outside, and
knocks him over. Yeah.
And he's laughing too.
Did he laugh?
He laughed at the end of the first, after he knocked the first one over.
He's a good shot.
He kind of chuckled. He laughed.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, because he's lonely.
Right.
So, you know, like, I don't know. Like, again, we'll see what happens with Cooper this season, you know. So hopefully he doesn't go back down the spiraling path with the whole pain pills and the whole.
Right, that would not be good.
Yeah.
No, we went through that already. We don't want to go through that again.
Yeah. So.
I think that pretty much covered like the whole because it was kind of just like random, you know. It was random stories.
A lot of money involved.
Yeah.
You know.
Random stories. All right. Well, Serial Buddies, which is actually a new movie coming out tomorrow from Maria Menounos and Kevin Undergaro. We are super excited about this. Yes. It stars Christopher Lloyd, Kathy Lee Gifford, of course, Maria Menounos, Henry Winkler, I believe his voice. Yes.
Artie Lang is in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big names, and we definitely are going to see it, and you guys need to.
Yes.
You must go see it because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's
like, don't wait
funny.
for it to come on DVD. No, like,
no,
go to the movie
theater,
pay the $10.50, enjoy it.
You need to go. Yeah. Definitely. It's worth seeing. It's a cute date movie, and you know, take a date. It's funny. You won't be let down. You won't be. It's good. It's great, and we'll be there. We will be there.
I'm not going to say what day we'll be there, but we'll be there.
Right. We're not going to. Stalkers. No, but we will be there, and we're looking forward to it, and you guys need to go see it, too. All right, we got some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, well, the only news actually I have is that Dorian Missick is going to be here next week. Yay, we're so excited. He plays Robinson, and we are looking forward to asking him questions about Lydia.
Yeah,
whether or not, you know, something's going to happen there. And then maybe we can also ask him about, you know, how long in between. That's a good question. How long in between each episode?
Yeah, because he should know.
Yes, but tweet us your questions at AfterBuzz TV, or tweet us. We will tell our plugs in a second, and just let us know. Let us know on comments on YouTube after you subscribe. Go subscribe.
Click thumbs up.
Yes, and that's pretty much it. But I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. You know, it's strong black man.
Yeah, definitely. All right, our predictions.
And now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I actually only have my basic prediction, which is going to be weekly until it comes true, that Sammy is not the father of that kid. I'm sorry, but he's not the father of the baby.
I mean, the kid is redheaded.
Yeah, well, Sammy's kind of got that, like, you know. But I just, he's not the kid.
Well, my predictions, because I have a couple of them.
Okay.
You know, this Ben and teacher, wasn't it Brooke? Brooke's 4 episodes. That's it.
4 episodes.
That's it. So she's 2 in, so she has 2 more. You know, I mean, it's an hour show, so you know, it's almost like 4. You know, if you were like a 30-minute sitcom, so it's almost like 4. So she has, you know, 2 episodes left. And then, you know, like I said, I think she dies, and then so now, you know, Ben has to like avenge her death.
Oh, you're gonna kill her off?
Well, yeah.
In your predictions? Okay.
I'm killing her off.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I also believe, I think that Lydia is going. Actually, I don't think she's gonna get back with the baby daddy, but she will, you know, like be civil with him at first, and then so something may build there. So we'll see. And then Sammy, of course, you know, is gonna get his house fixed, and you know, I think he may even get full custody of the kid.
Yeah, I can see that.
So we'll see.
Oh. Okay. Well, we'll see. So go ahead and tweet us at AfterBuzz TV, or you can find me. My name is Anik Dufour at JustAnik, or www.anikdufour.com.
There you go. And you can find me all over the internet at the Nick Perdue.
The Nick Perdue.
That's it.
Because there's only one, ladies and gentlemen. Only one. Okay.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.